Hello, everybody. Welcome from the road somewhere. Yes, I'm wearing glasses. It was pointed out to me that I kept getting everybody's name wrong last week when we were asking questions. So I've got glasses on now, then I hopefully won't mess up everybody's name. But before I do anything, I want to get one name right, and that is Roger Stambaugh. First on tonight, and with a super chat, no less, from our YouTube audience. Thank you for the $10. And we sure appreciate your encouragement, Roger. That really helps. We needed some encouragement today. We are coming to you from the road. Where are we?
In Ohio.
That's about all we know. Snowy, wet, sloppy, foggy Ohio. Terrible drive. We're somewhere on I-75. Right, I believe we're south of
Toledo.
Well, actually, we're south of Findlay.
All right.
We're way south. We are south of Toledo, but way south of Toledo. We're near Findlay. So we're from the road, and you never know what, the connection will be. If a lot of people pull around us that are online, it could suck out our internet connection. So we hope we're pretty good. But we've been on the road for about 3 days, I think now. We did a stop for the weekend over in Nashville, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. We had some fun there. And saw our son and his family.
Mm-hmm. We did that. We visited our son and had a real great time.
We did. So we're in the RV, and you'll probably hear Bo barking because there'll be people in cars, and he doesn't know where he is. So just bear with him. Let's say hi to Phyllis Kerr, and also he's not with us on camera, but he's on our YouTube thing. Chris Cowley is there too, helping out with YouTube, and Phyllis is here with our moderation. And how are we doing tonight, Phyllis? And
so far so good. Yeah.
Did this snow that we're getting here in Ohio come from you?
It sort of built up. By the time it got to you, it was a lot worse than did when it came through. It was just mostly a little bit of ice and snow and a little bit of rain, and it was like nothing. But then you're getting the big one.
Yeah, it's not horrible. It's not really bad, but it was rain most of the way. Started a little bit north of Nashville to rain.
Yeah, it was nice in Nashville.
And I don't remember. It's just been kind of a wet, sloppy ride.
So when we crossed into Ohio, it got very foggy. But
so I'm going to ask the question that a lot of people are going to ask when they hear that you're on the road. And where are you spending the night out on the road?
Well, that's a big decision that we have to make because we are only about 2.5 hours from our home.
Oh,
but we've been driving since 9-10 o'clock this morning.
You have been driving.
I've been driving, and I could spend the night right here.
Well, really can you? Can you?
Yeah, we could, but so I don't know what we'll do. We'll see how tired we get. But we've been driving. We stopped and had dinner.
Well, so the big question is, if it gets icy, we will definitely stop.
Yeah.
If it's too foggy, we will definitely stop.
We've watched the temperature. It was 31 just as we pulled in, and that's not too bad, but it's right at the edge. It is snowing, and it's accumulating, and there's a pretty strong wind, and there's some drifting, but not a lot yet. And I really don't know how bad it's going to get. So we'll make that decision, I guess, later on, but when you're this close to home, the temptation is to go there. But then, you got to unpack, and then I don't know. So,
well, I vote you stay where you are and you just hang out there and just be safe on the road. That's my vote. But that's what we do. I just want to remind everybody that if you have a question, so far the YouTube people, they got it going. They must have been here before, but you type question in all caps so it's easier to see. And if you have questions about Mike and Jennifer, like their personal life, they have all that stuff over on their blog. You can go get all that over there. If you have questions for them tonight, put question in all caps. If you're watching from Facebook, from the group, I just want to remind you to give StreamYard permission to use your name. Otherwise, you are a Facebook user for tonight. And just be patient. And just be patient because the YouTube has a lot of comments, a lot of questions, and you're kind of sprinkled in between them. So.
And when you're looking at on the individual platforms, you might not see all those other comments, but we get them all because we're streaming on our Facebook page, our Facebook group, our Facebook supporters, and our YouTube members and our YouTube supporters. So They're all getting it. And speaking of Facebook supporters and Facebook members, I didn't talk to you about this, Phyllis, but
Uh-oh.
we're this close to probably early next week to announcing right after the Super Bowl. Arizona is ready to go. Our new Arizona, that's our latest guide. I think that for 24 hours, we had to make it available just to our Facebook supporters and our YouTube members. Just special. What do you
Yeah,
think?
well, let's work it out. We'll have a whole launch thing, and we just got to get through the Super Bowl, and then everybody's attention will be back on getting on the road and being in their RV. So,
speaking of which, we realized last year we went on the same day as the Super Bowl Sunday, and the audience was way down, and people were saying, "Oh, I've got you on in the Super Bowl." Let's make it easy for everybody, and let's take next week off from Ask Us Anything, and we'll let them all watch Tom Brady with the Buccaneers and see how he does with his new team in the Super Bowl. Yeah, go Bucks. Yeah, I think
I don't have my entire family living in Tampa, Florida. No, not me. I guess I know who I'm for.
That's right. Yeah, well, you'd be even if it wasn't for Tom Brady. That's right. Well, since Florida's our second home, we're for the Bucks as well. So, all right, Phyllis Kerr, we'll check in with you at the end. Chris Colley, thank you, Chris, for being there over on Facebook. And let's get to our questions and see who we have today. This one comes from Bradley Olson. Our first question, Bradley.
All right. Do you have plans to install a camera on the back of your rig so you can see traffic behind you? I've been looking at one called the Halo View.
Yeah. That's a wireless one.
Okay, wireless. Thank you. Well,
we do have one. We chose not to go with wireless because, there's too many things that can interfere with the signal. And I have, I don't know, can you see the name of that monitor? Voyager. That's what it is. We put one in we had to put in at the dealership just before we took possession. It's a wired monitor, and it's a constant backup. The one thing about a backup camera in an RV that's always on is you want to turn it off at night because it becomes very distracting with headlight glare, because it really does pick up a lot of illumination, and the headlight glare is way too much. So I turn it off after dark when we're driving, but I love it. It's like having a great big rear view mirror all the time.
Wireless sounds so nice.
It is nice, but I've just heard of too many problems with the wireless stuff interfering with it. So, what the heck? We went with the wired, and ours is the Voyager brand. So, but they're all kind of the same. And try the wireless. There's a lot of people who swear by them and love them. I just had a chance to go with having somebody do it professionally, and it says do it. So that's what we did. And we did the same on our previous RV. We had a wired version installed, and I was very happy with that. So thanks for the question. Linda Ward joins us tonight.
And we're getting a hello from snowy Robbinsville, New Jersey. I saw your video where you were using your ham radio. Please, in a future video, tell us more about it and how we can get started.
I've got plans to work on that, and then a new video on how we're going to change up our bedding here in the RV. We're going to give up. Well, we're going to still keep them, but we'll have them in reserve. But we're going to change out from the RV Super bag that we've used for almost 10 years now. And we'll show you that. So that's a video coming. And then I'll do a whole big ham radio one. But that's going to be a lot of work for me. So that might be a couple of weeks. Ron with the question.
Mike, you said you use motorcycle cover for your e-bikes. Does that cover both bikes?
It does. You just put the bikes right next to each other when you're at the campground, throw it over. You can also put them on the rack. You want to bungee it up real tight so it doesn't fall over. So
you don't want to fly it off like one of those mattress tied on the top of the car and you're driving down the road.
Yeah. It worked good. And I bought it at, I think it was Walmart. We said we needed a cover, and I just went, and it was like, $10-12, not very much. Nancy Jenkins with a question.
I want to come over the border, but Canada seems to have new rules happening. Is this true?
I don't have any new rules. I just know that the border is closed again for another month. Canada's being very careful about opening that border.
It's closed the month of February?
It is. I think that's set to, they're going to either renew it or not by February 21st. I have been predicting since last March that they wouldn't open it until at least spring, if not a little bit later, hopefully by summer, but it's still closed. So not good, Nancy. Todd Keller.
Now that you have had both the Unity FX and the Wonder RTB, if I were paying for your next one, which one would you choose?
I don't know. Right now, we're still in the honeymoon phase with this one, the rear twin bed model. We really, really like it. We're sitting in the bedroom
back?
area on one of the beds now. And gosh, we really like it. I mean, you've got all this storage up here. You've got little cubby holes up here. You can put stuff in here.
You like all the storage in the garage.
I got the garage underneath it for massive storage. This, the camera and everything is sitting on a table that makes for a great office.
And Bo would always vote for what we're in now, the Wonder, because he sits on a twin bed and looks out the window when we drive, and he's happy because he couldn't see out any of the windows.
Yeah,
in the FX.
All of our Class B vans and our previous Unity van, he was not happy. And here he kind of just sits, goes from bed to bed, looks out the window and stretches out and is comfortable, and he seems much happier.
Yeah, except he thinks one of the beds is his.
I know that gets to be an issue. If you saw our latest video,
it gets to be an issue when you want to go to sleep at night because it's his.
If you don't want to see what we're talking about, look at the video we just posted. It's on our RV Lifestyle YouTube channel, and you'll see right off the bat the problem we've had with Bo. Because while it's great that he stays up here while we're driving and he's out of the way, at night when these are our beds, it's a different matter. And you check the video out and you can see it just went up yesterday. James Harris.
Curious why Leisure is pushing the non-slide out models when the slide outs have more internal room. Is there a hidden issue with the slide outs? They only made Murphy bed videos, no FX or the
oh my gosh, well,
CB.
I don't know what they're making, but no, there's no slide out. There's a conspiracy theory for everything today.
Well, isn't it new?
What could they be doing?
Was that the first slide out, what we had when they had the slide out, or have they had
I think they've had slide outs for a number of years.
I don't know.
I don't work for them, so I can't answer any of those questions.
Yeah, we don't know.
The only issue that I know of, James, is that it is extremely hard for any RV manufacturer to get new chassis on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter platform. Amazon bought them all up, and Mercedes doesn't really seem to think much of the RV market. And for the upfitters, they're a minuscule part of their Sprinter market. So the cutaway chassis that Leisure and other manufacturers who build on that chassis, it's in very short supply. The whole supply chain, as a matter of fact, for all RV makers, for everything from awnings to water pumps to toilets, to air conditioners, everything is in short. The whole supply chain is broken from the COVID shutdowns. And so I would say if they're not pushing anything, they can get more of the Ford Transit chassis, although even these chassis, it's now, if you order one today, you're not going to get it for at least 12 months. And then you have to factor in the big demand. Everybody wants an RV now. Still, 2021 is going to be another crazy year. So I don't think there's any conspiracy there. They're just pushing what they can build quickest. And the Unities, I'm hearing some of those are stretching out to 18 to almost 2 years from order. Now, hopefully that'll tighten up, but that's what's happening right now.
Well, what was someone telling you that at Leisure they've got 120?
They had a big, and I don't know if it was Leisure or another, but they had a whole bunch of RVs built. All this, everything's ready except, they couldn't get those parts, a toilet or a water pump or whatever it was, because the supply chain is so screwed up. So they were sitting there. People had ordered them. They'd paid for them. They were waiting them to get them, but they couldn't ship them until they got these parts in them. So it's a mess for all the RV makers still. And they're not telling you that, but trust me, it is. It is. Daniel Barrett with the question.
What are some interesting sights to see in Michigan's western Upper Peninsula?
Oh my gosh.
Sleeping Bear sand dunes?
No, that's not in the Upper Peninsula.
Oh, I'm upper bottom.
Bo even knows that, right, Bo?
You're correcting me?
The western UP. Oh my gosh, you've got the Porcupine Mountains, which is worth driving across the country to see. True wilderness. Great state park, Porcupine Mountains wilderness area. Great hiking, great Lake Superior there. And then coming up around Copper Harbor is one of our favorite spots. Very few people go to Copper Harbor. It's that little finger that juts out into Lake Superior at the western end of the UP. This would be the UP right in here, and then Copper Harbor.
Don't they get more snow there than any place else in Michigan?
Yeah, they got like 220 inches last year or something. So, and then there's just lots of great wilderness areas, lots of lakes, lots of things to fish. But Porcupine Mountain is why you go to the western UP. It's awesome. Road trip, buddy.
Okay.
He wants to know. What do you want?
We're gonna pick him up, and what's for dinner? Dinner's long gone.
Yeah, you missed
fast food on the road.
That wasn't fast food, was it?
Well, to me it was.
Wings. We had wings. It was great. A Facebook user. Here's what Phyllis was talking about. When you log on to Facebook with StreamYard, you got to give your name and permission, and then I'd be able to say, "Hey, it's so and so and so and so." But now it's just a Facebook user says.
Just wanted to let you know I did buy an RV super bag after I saw Jen explaining it, and loved Dennis. He called me 2 times to make sure of what I wanted, and then I got it, and I fell in love with. It's like sleeping in a cloud, beautifully designed and beautifully made. They are wonderful. They are all of the above, and we have enjoyed ours so much.
Dennis, I think, is the owner. Yeah.
It's supposedly a small company. We've never been out to
you were just
California
watching
to see it.
I
was just watching one of their videos because I was looking at what the
Betty, this new thing called the Betty.
Because people keep saying we need to check into that. So I was looking at that, and then I was looking at the super bags. And what I like about the super bags is that the Velcros, you just rip out the sheets and wash the sheets. And the Betty, I thought, do you have to wash the whole thing? Every time you want to wash your sheets, you have, and looking at their video, I think you do. Because the top part, you could take off the top part and wash it, and you could the bottom part, but you'd have to wash the whole thing.
And we're changing ours up, and we'll show you. That's coming. We got our stuff. We got all we needed, and we're pretty excited about it. E Square has a comment.
It's not bad up here in Detroit right now. Yeah, we've been checking Detroit. Actually, our son in Nashville, he called us and said all of Ohio has clouds and rain and snow and bad weather. But as soon as we cross that line into Michigan, I guess it's all good.
Yeah, it just basically came through Ohio, the storm. And I don't know how much snow it is up there. I don't see it covering the windshield yet, but it's dark right now. Excuse me. Linda Lanassa, I think it is.
Is your rig seriously affected by wind?
Well, if I told you how fast I drive, I would get a lot of people yelling at me. And so, no, it's not. Let me just tell you, it's not. It drives great. Now, when you get hit with a gust of wind, just like in a car, you will feel it. We had one truck pass us on a hill, I think it was, and you said, "Whoa, what happened?"
I said the wind's picked up because it was kind of felt like what it used to feel like when we only had 4 wheels.
Yeah, the wind is pretty stiff today, but it's not. It's never been a factor. As soon as we got RVs that had the dual wheels on it, the stability has just been great.
It's incredible how much better it drives.
Yeah. Jamie Perry
wants to know what electrical power we're on right now. Is the generator running? No, the generator isn't running.
This is all lithium batteries.
We didn't even turn on the heat.
I did turn on the heat, but it doesn't need to come on because
Bo would be pretty unhappy if you did.
No, this is just our lithium batteries, and the temperature is 30 degrees out there right now. So we have heated. We've got the option, the heated lithium batteries. So there's a little switch you turn on and heats them up, keeps them nice and warm and functioning well. Patrick Hastings.
Okay, because of your endless enthusiasm, I just made plans to visit the UP in Michigan during June and July. Ooh, bug season.
Yeah, make it as late as you can, and be aware that there may be days when the wind is there. We are very enthused about the UP, but you should also see our Black 5 videos that we have out there on the UP. Yeah,
I mean, for Michigan, Bo, it's okay. We're in the rest area, and Bo doesn't like everybody wandering around out there talking.
Yeah, he's telling them we're on the air. Can't you understand that? Good boy, Bo. Good boy. Yeah. So anyway, bug season, but even then, it's not every day. It depends on the wind, and it's kind of fun. Jeff Kearley.
He says, "Go hang out at a Walmart parking lot." I'd said that to Mike.
No, I don't like Walmarts.
Oh, I
Exactly.
remember when your goal in life was to spend the night at a Walmart parking lot. How
That
quickly
was-
you tire of.
How many years ago was that? That was like 10 years ago. Our very first overnight was in a Walmart in Findlay, Ohio, as a matter of fact, just up the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
gonna know us.
Yeah.
Know
We
our
could
rigs.
spend the
keep
night
changing.
there. We'll have to see. Go Bucks. They're all talking. Says, where's Dan? Yep. I think we're all for the Bucks. I think that's gonna be a fun. It's a first, I think is
Can't
that the
all be
first
for
time?
the Bucks.
Kristen Blank.
Okay, do you travel with either a portable generator or a lithium battery power stations?
I do not have a portable generator. There is a generator that is built in, wired into this RV. It's a 3.6 kilowatt Onan generator, which we very seldom use. The only time I really use it is to exercise it once a month. Sometimes when we're boondocking and we're staying in a place for a long time, I'll pop it on to charge the batteries or to run the air conditioner for a while if we want to get the humidity out. But we do have that, and we have two Battleborn lithium batteries and a 2,000 watt inverter. We have 400 watts of solar on the roof. Doesn't do us much good in Michigan in the winter. It's always cloudy. But even if we just were in Florida for a week, 10 days, and I always love to go out and check on it. And the sun out there topped off those lithium batteries every single day. So every day they were topped off in the morning.
And it was cloudy in Florida.
It was even a little cloudy. Yeah.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
fog and
Yeah.
it was cloudy where we were in the Panhandle.
Brenda Swindle.
Have you ever had to replace an inverter? Have Road Trek CS Adventurous XL.
We used to have one
We
of those.
had one of those and we loved
We
it.
had a couple of them, actually.
Yes, we liked it.
No,
very
we have
much.
never had to replace an inverter. Well, actually, in our last Unity, our last RV, which was a Leisure Travel Vans Unity, we upgraded the inverter. They only had like a 1,500 watt or 1,000 watt inverter. I don't remember. It was very small. And we put in the extra. It was not a factory install. We had to put in our Battleborn ourselves. And when we did that, we upgraded to a 2,000 watt inverter. So we did that, but we've never had one break. And this is a 2,000 watt inverter. In fact, it's right underneath us here.
Now, I hope you don't have to replace that inverter. I hope it's working okay.
Yeah, hope you do. But
I hope you're not having issues.
it's pretty easy to do, so don't worry about it. The Wandering Latinos.
What is your impression about the Canadian Pleasure Way Class B?
We're big fans of
Love
the Pleasure
it.
Way.
Love
We
it.
like Dean Rumpel, the CEO of Pleasure Way. We've met many of their guys. That Marshall is one of their sales reps. We know him from many of the shows we've gone. We've gone through their units. We have friends who have Pleasure Way. I would say in the small motorhome category, our favorite two brands are Leisure Travel Van and Pleasure Way. And there's a bunch of other ones out there as well, but they're just high quality, small company, family owned, known for their quality. Matthew Below.
What is the cost for a tank of gas for the Wonder and how many miles? And by the way, it's snowing here in Findlay, Ohio, too.
Matthew, that's where I am. We're in Findlay, Ohio, right here at the rest area. That's where we are right now. Yes, it is snowing. And
I can't tell. It's dark out.
I just filled up with gas about 40 miles down the road. My average going north in the storm, 12.2 miles per gallon. And I took in 21 gallons of 87 octane gas, and I think it was $50 or something. That was $2.25 a gallon. So do the math. That's about it. 12.2. That's not bad. It's not great, but drives like a champ. I love this. The engine on this thing. It really runs well. Sue Ellen Johnson.
We are making plans to buy an RV and retire in 3 years. What do you do about refilling medications on the road?
You've done that several times.
Yeah, you try to go with a chain that's everywhere.
Right.
But even if you're not,
CVS, Walgreens.
even if you're not, you just go to a drugstore and say, I've got a prescription here or there, and they'll do it for you. They'll get your drugs filled.
Most places will let you get a 90-day supply. So that's always good to have. And then if you have refills and you deal with one of the chains, you can usually do it right through there.
one drug that I'm on, I could get it cheaper if I bought it directly from where my doctor said to get it from, but I've never been able to do that because we're not home. I don't know if we'd be home or
Gone.
not.
We're never there.
And also, I just get a little concerned about drugs being shipped by mail because I don't want them too hot or too cold. That sounds silly. I figure at a drugstore, they probably care for them so that there's not extremes in temperature. You know, you read on the the packages,
Yep.
warnings about too hot or too cold.
Yep.
I
So,
might be overly paranoid.
never been a problem. Daniel Sluiz. Is that it? Sluiz? Yep. Sluiz. I'm not pronouncing it right, Daniel, but we'll just go with Daniel, okay, for now.
Thinking about running the Natchez Trace next month. Any thoughts about it in March? Going to Texas from Michigan.
Absolutely. In fact, we just were talking about that when we were in Nashville yesterday, that what a great ride it is. We're going to probably do it in April. April is a little better time. May is a great time. You want, to really appreciate it. You want the trees budded or in flower and bloom. March is a little early to get it. You might get some down as you hit down towards Tupelo, but
trees were budding in Nashville.
Yeah, but it's not. You really want March. March is a little early. April would be perfect. May would be good, but you might see some when you get further south. It's a great route. Great route. Debbie Loman.
It's a thank you for that beautiful video of Tequamatum Falls. Bo looks so cute on your bed, Jen. Stay safe in Ohio. Greetings from North Canton, Ohio.
Debbie, we want to do one of our 7-day adventure guides on Ohio, and we're hoping to do that this summer, this spring and summer. So we have really come to like Ohio. There's so many people just kind of use it to go from one state to another, either on 80, 90 or up and down 75. And oh my gosh, there's so much to do in Ohio. So we're going to do a 7-day adventure guide on this. It'll be coming out this year. Thanks for the saying hi. And Bo may have looked cute, but he was a bit irritating that night. Jeff has a question.
Do you prefer motorhome, fifth wheel, or pull a trailer? Pros and cons? Thanks. Happy travels.
Well, we've always had motorhomes. Well, actually, we did pull a
little trailer, 13-foot trailer when we first started out. We've never had a fifth wheel.
Never had a fifth wheel. We did tow a 21-foot trailer with our Class B up and down the Rockies a few years back. But, I don't like the idea of backing up with the trailer and the problem of trying to park it if you want to go visit someplace.
How about gas mileage?
Gas mileage isn't too much of a factor, I don't think. But, it's just inconvenient. With a motorhome, in a small motorhome, we can get up and go and park just about any place. We can go in the city. We can park in museum parking lots. We can go just about anywhere. With a fifth wheel or a pull behind trailer, you've got to leave it someplace and unhook and hook up, and it's just a lot more of a hassle to us. The only thing that would change our minds if we were deciding that we were going to stay in one place longer. Our style is we use this to get us where we want to go hike and investigate and hike and play and see things. So we seldom stay in one spot more than a few nights at all. We don't go and stay for weeks or months. So.
Right. We move around too much. But if you're going to park it someplace and then, do your day trips.
Yeah, that would be great.
And it depends on how many people.
Yeah. Susan with a question.
Okay. What dash cam do you use?
It should be on there on our gear section. It is beats me. Why can't I remember my dash cam? I don't know, because I never think of it. Oh gosh, it'll come to me, Susan, and I will. I thought it was up there. I thought I did put it up there. It is a nice one.
A nice one.
It's a nice one. It is both a front dash cam, and then it has a small rear-facing dash cam that we use as well. Ours is overkill. It's about a $600 dash cam. You can get much, much cheaper ones. So, gosh,
don't get what we got.
No, you could get if you want a really good one, get what we got. But I swear it was on the gear page. So check it out. If not, I will try and remember and add it.
See if I can.
I don't think you can see the name of it up there. It's too dark, and you got to crawl over both. So I can't remember it, Susan, the name of it. I've done stories on it. Just search dash cam on rvlifestyle.com. Ed Richards.
You can also cover your e-bikes with a barbecue grill cover.
Yeah, I guess if you got a bigger one, I guess you could.
Yeah,
I don't know if
you
it'd go
cover
all
it
the way around it, but sure.
with a sheet of plastic or a
Let's
tarp, however you could make something.
let's give Ed a gold star. That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good suggestion.
Yes,
Thanks,
very
Ed.
good.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that one.
Okay. Just want you to know I love your travel guide books. I'm about to purchase a couple more. Thanks. To me, the information is priceless.
Boy,
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank our whole team. You know, I think Phyllis out there and Ann and a bunch of others who really help us with that. We now have 8 of those travel guides out there. There's a link to it right there. We are about to launch early next week our 9th one, which is a travel guide to Arizona. And when we do that, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to have a three book bundle on that on the Southwest, which will include our guide to Colorado, our guide to to Utah, and our new one to Arizona. You can get all 3 of them at a great price. And then we're going to run a super duper special, the best special we've ever ridden on all of them. That will be our 9th RV lifestyle 7-day adventure travel guide. Arizona will be. And when we do it, we're going to have a really special price on all 9 of them. And only for a limited time when it launches next week. But Arizona's coming next week. Check it out. That will be fun. What else do we have from questions? Oh, we should tell everybody about the members and the supporters group that we have here, because we get questions. People say, "What are you talking about that?" And there's a link to it that kind of explains. And it started off with when we realized we would like to move our model along as best we can to be as financially dependent on our community, you, people who watch us and support us through downloading the video, subscribing to the video, and are part of our Facebook group, instead of big corporate sponsors and spending all of our time and having sales managers and people trying to line up deals. And we thought it'd be great to try this, where for varying amounts you can pledge, you'll get a little special access to us, a little better, closer access. You'll get early perks on some of the things that we're going to do. You'll get special bargains only for supporters. So we're trying to do that. And right now it is, there's 2 ways you can do it: through our Facebook group. There's a special supporters group that's just for members of that group. And then there's also a members group on our YouTube channel. So rather than try and explain any more of it, that is the link. And if you guys could check that link out and at least consider it, it would be greatly appreciated. We also do a podcast, every week. And if it's on Wednesday, and we love to get your questions on the podcast. And there's the phone number right there. So that's good. Hey, somebody remembered it. Stephen Lloyd, thank you. Remembered. There's the name of my dash cam. Thank you, Stephen. See, you know it better than I. The Blackview dash cam. And I believe it's 9, starts with a 9, the model number. They are just a superb system. You can interface with it right over with your smartphone. It really does a great job with that. High quality. It's the Blackview. And if I don't have it on my gear page, I will put it on there. So, Stephen, thank you for that. Mike Smith, back to questions.
We are considering an RV trip to Gettysburg at the end of summer. Can you recommend a campground that is within walking distance of the major attractions?
I don't think any of them are within walking. And I can tell you that Gettysburg is a rather unfriendly town to RVs. It's very difficult to find a place to park an RV. There are a couple of campgrounds on the outskirts of Gettysburg. They're very popular. They're very filled up. I know many people stay over at the KOA as far away as Hershey when they want to go visit Gettysburg. And I would recommend that KOA at Hershey. We stayed there. It's a great campground. There's also a nice campground in Hershey. I think it's the Hershey RV Park. And the reason I would suggest that is because you could not only do the attractions at Gettysburg, but Hershey is a really fun area to tour. Mm-hmm. So that's our advice on Gettysburg. Robin Shields.
Our Unity will be ready in early March. We are heading to the Emerald Coast. Finding a lot of state parks and private RV parks are full. Are there many boondocking spots near the beach?
None. None. In fact, in Florida, None. There are no boondocking spots on the beach in Florida. There are a couple of really obscure, pretty places I haven't even looked at because they're hard to get to, but I'm not even going to go into those. But if you want a boondock, you're really going to have to find a state forest, and those are somewhat away from the beach. There's very few places to boondock in Florida, and there are not a lot of harvest hosts in Florida. There's a couple of them. Florida is a hugely popular area, and the Emerald Coast has some great RV parks. Camp Gulf is right on the beach, and but it's very hard to get into. It's filled very often.
Just get a list of as many parks as you can.
It's all in our book.
And sometimes people cancel at the last minute, and you luck out and you get in.
And that's the secret of any park. Try and stop by 8 o'clock in the morning is usually when you can try and get one. Also, we have 3 books on 3 of our travel guides are on Florida. Try the one on the Gulf Coast, because we start at the Emerald Coast and we give you all the great campgrounds up and down, all the way down to Marco and Naples area. So that is in our rvlifestyle.com/books. Michael Jessen.
Love seeing Mike and Bo in the latest Camping World ad.
Somebody sent me a copy of that. It was just a still picture, like we're models or something.
I didn't know they got a picture of you.
I didn't know they did. Well, they did have a when they did that shoot. They had a still picture, still photographer there.
Well, I got to see that picture.
Yeah, it was a really nice picture of Bo and me sitting in front of in the campground someplace. Facebook user. Do you? Yeah. What is that?
See, do you recommend a professional install with the solar panels?
Well, for me.
Depends on how handy you are.
Yeah, for me, yeah. I'm not good at that. I wish I was, but I'm not. Yeah, I would do a professional job, because you know it's not just the panels. You want them installed properly, and then you need to get them all into this. You need to get that energy, that wire that connects them all into your solar controller, and then you need to get that controller wired into your battery and all of that system. So it's a bit more complicated than just popping them up on the roof and going with them. So I would always recommend, if you can do it professional, unless you are really good at do-it-yourself stuff. Escott.
Okay. How do you keep water from getting into your refrigerator vents when washing your rig? Number one, he doesn't wash the rig.
God does. God washes my rigs, like when it rains.
Oh, people think they're awful. People who keep their rigs nice and clean once a year.
Oh,
if it needs it or not.
I get no respect. I tell you, I feel like Rodney Dangerfield tonight. Connie Leitner.
So, I guess you'd have to be careful, see where the vents are, and make sure.
Yeah, just don't get your hose right in there. Have it. Oops, I bumped the table. Have it shoot down. Have the water come down. And
I wonder, maybe that's a real issue with some. Maybe you have to put a cover on it, some duct tape or something, so that water won't go in. I don't know.
I don't think it's going to go in, but I don't know.
Okay.
I've never heard of it being a problem. Connie.
Trying to decide between the leisure travel and the Winnebago View. Thoughts?
Well, we picked leisure, so I guess, you know, the View is a really nice RV. We have a good friend of ours, Tom McAllister, has one. In fact, he had a View, sold it, he found a Unity for sale at a great price, bought it, and then traded the Unity in, I think, for more money than he paid for it, and bought back the same exact Winnebago View.
What are the chances of that, buying back?
Yeah,
help these people out.
And didn't Laura Robinson, that she has, I think, a View or a Navions, it's kind of the same unit. So they're both very nice units. They're very nice units.
So just whatever you want, look at the floor plans, go see them if you can, check them out in person, and figure out what you want.
I can hear the feel the furnace.
I know the furnace came out. What temperature did you have it set at?
59, I think, but
Bo is going to get very unhappy.
Yeah, he's lying right in front of those vents now.
I know.
Tim Jean was the question.
What electric heater do you use, and can you run it all night? Thanks.
You can.
I would not run anything all night that's electric.
It is on our gear page, rvlifestyle.com/gear.
I think somebody answered that question.
Hey, we got a
answer. I got to turn down that.
The heater is a Lasko, Lasko, and it's on our rvlifestyle.com/gear. Super chat. Jennifer's turning down the heat. Hey, I should just show you, since we're in the RV, what she's doing. Can I do that? What is it set at?
It was set at 60. Bo's gonna get roasted.
Okay. So there she is. She's stepping over Bo to get back here. So Gary with the $10 super chat. Wow, thank you very much for that super chat. We do appreciate it. Love your informative sessions, he says. How would you compare the Wonder rear twin versus your previous Unity? Anything you missed about the Unity? Oh gosh.
The Unity, we had 2 sofas. So one in the back, one in the front. We had a desk underneath that we could roll out, put up. We had a workspace. We had a table that we could drop down, a big table that we just dropped down and adjusted, seats on both sides. Let's see, it was more space. The Mercedes chassis, there was more space between the 2 seats in the front.
And it made into a dinette.
It had the dinette table that dropped down
with a slide.
It had a slide, so there was a lot more room inside.
And it had a Murphy bed, a king size Murphy bed, and we liked it. We may get one again someday. Maybe we'll get the corner bed or the island bed. There's so many different things you can do, but I've written a couple of stories on the blog, so I don't want to go repeating it too much here, but we really like having these 2 twin beds made up all the time. And we love the garage for storage.
The garage for storage. Our dog is happy, so he can see out the window. That sounds silly, but we've got.
He's part
I
of the
can no
team.
longer say 65. He's 69. I'm getting worried about him. I'm going to put him on the treadmill.
He's an athlete. He's all muscle.
Put him.
He's fluffy. It's just a lot of hair, and he's all fluffy. That's what he tells us. I don't know.
And why are you not staying in the warm weather? Because we got a couple of doctor's visits that we need to follow through with.
And we're only up here. We think we're only going to be here about 3-4 weeks.
It depends on if we can get everything done we need to get done. Then we'll go back south again.
And it's income tax time. So I got all this paperwork I got to gather up, and we want to get that to our accountant to take care of. And then I think we're heading back down. We've got lots of stuff we want to do in Florida again.
It's a crazy year.
Yeah. Deanna Goki.
Elkie, owner here from the Kalamazoo area. Do you ever have trouble taking Bo places because people think he's a wolf mix? Yes. Sometimes a lot of people are afraid of him.
Yeah.
We've had that issue. Yes. People do get afraid of our dog. I mean, they give him dirty looks. We'll be walking down a trail. You either love him, or else a few people, you just see genuine fear that he's going to attack and kill them any second.
Like a short wolf.
And we're up at Tacoma Falls. Some little girl loves wolves. She's throwing her arms around Bo and just loving on him. And I'm just like, Mom, you shouldn't let your
Bo loves kids.
Bo's good, but you can't let your kid hugging dogs.
Yeah.
Stranger dogs.
I mean, look, if you all don't know what we're talking about, let's see if we can get a picture of Bo here.
He's laying on the floor.
Yeah. Can you see Bo there? There's Bo, sound asleep until somebody walks by, and I think he's a little miffed at us because we're in his bed. But,
he's miffed because he's been warning us about everybody walking around at the rest area. We're not taking it seriously.
Glasgow Billa.
Hello. Someday would love to have you visit Scotland. I'd love to go. We were in Scotland we had a couple free days. Loved it.
Actually, we had a great time in Scotland.
We did.
We've been to Edinburgh. We rented a vehicle in Edinburgh. We drove all the way around Scotland. Loved it. What an incredible place that is. So we'd love to go. I would love to do it in an RV in the summer. And
my great grandfather came from Scotland, so I wanted to go to Scotland and see Jeffrey Street, see my maiden name.
We have a picture.
We got a picture of a street sign with Jeffrey on it.
Yeah, it's a great country. Alan Dahl.
Did your Wonder rear twin bed come with air valve extender on the rear inside wheel?
I don't think so.
You added? No. Did you add that?
I didn't add it. No, I don't.
The Wonder, you didn't add anything on the Wonder. It was the Unity that didn't you add the extension?
No.
I thought you.
I had bought them once on one of our road trucks, but I didn't need them that much. It tells you it's got a battery or a tire pressure monitoring system, so I don't need them. But you can get them. They're very easy to get. Beverly.
Okay, what was the name of the store in Elkhart and that we bought the organizers from?
Go to rvlifestyle.com, right-hand column, scroll down. You'll see an ad for Organized Obi, O-B-I-E, Organized Obi. And if you buy through that link And I think if you tell them that you know use RV Lifestyle as your referral, they'll give you, I think, 10% off. So they'll give you a great price. And yeah, we've got those all over the RV that we use.
I see somebody wrote up there, don't rule out the Tiffin Wayfarer.
We love the Tiffin Wayfarer.
Yeah, we
it's a
do.
great unit. There's so many nice RVs out
There
there. I
are
just
a
did a
lot of
story
nice
and
ones.
I featured the Wayfarer on Class C's. Love it. Ray Gauthier.
Have you ever done a trip to the Northwest, Oregon, Washington area?
We have. We followed the Oregon Trail actually to the ocean there. We love, and that's where I found. That's where I fell in love with Washington wines. They make some great wines. So yep, we've been up that way. We love it. It's beautiful. Lauren Schneider.
Greetings from Ludington, Michigan. How often do you visit, or have you visited our area?
Ludington, Michigan, right there. Many times. Ludington, Muskegon, Ludington State Park. Love the area. The Sleeping Bear Dunes, Max Sleeping Bear or Max Sand Dune buggy rides. We know the area very well, and we're Michigan natives, so we know it very well.
And we have a son and daughter-in-law that live in Kalamazoo, and they're always trying to talk us to move over that way.
Yeah, love it. Neil Soloway.
Is there a place that surprised you? Perhaps you were just going to drive past and make a quick decision to stop.
Oh,
and
gosh.
I end up being glad you did. That happens a lot.
So many places come to mind. The popcorn capital of the world,
How
Nebraska.
about when we were out in Arizona and we saw that sign
Oh,
and I
the
talked to you into
Kaffa-
pulling off?
Yeah, the Kaffa, and that'll be in our Arizona book, actually. It comes out next week. The Kaffa National Wildlife Reserve.
Because we were on our way to something else.
We were on our way somewhere else, and we saw a sign that said open daily or something. I said, what's open daily? Museum, desert museum.
And I talked you into going there.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I'm cursing the whole way because it's a nice paved road for 100 yards, and then it turned into
not a good road. I had to drive because you had to go really slow.
And it was a washboard road. And now, once I've got 2-3 miles in, I'm convinced I got to go to the end and see what on earth is out here. 10 miles in, we found this incredible museum of mining, a mining museum. We did a video on it. You should go see this video. But one of the coolest things that we found, we got to meet the owner of this place. He took us down, showed us, you got to see the video, some amazing stuff. But we met a guy who explores abandoned mines. Frank goes all over the country, and he rappels down these mine shafts, fights off the rattlesnakes. But he was down one of the abandoned mines that we were in, and he found some old Levi's that are worth like $200,000. They were original.
Are they worth that much?
Yeah. Well, he found like 4 pair of them and another pair
A lot
of
of holes in them.
strong hole. Yeah, it had holes from the wax of the miners' candles. Anyway, it's all in a video that you should go see. But that was last year, and that was what happens when you make a turn down a bumpy desert road and go 10 miles nowhere. It was awesome. And there's so many places like that.
If you stop at small little restaurants on the way and ask, is there anything around here that I should see while I'm in the area?
Our friends Patty and Tom Burkett gave us that tip. They do our off the beaten path reports that you hear every Wednesday on our RV podcast. Ask the locals. Yep. And they'll tell you. I think it's the Jell-O Museum in upstate New York. That
I was
really
just thinking
fun.
to myself, you got to be nice. Don't ask them for something to see if you.
Yeah.
If you're saying, worst food I ever had in my life. Can't believe you people eat this.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a good question. John Jurgens.
Did you install a tire pressure monitoring system on your Unity?
No, I think I think the Unity comes with one. There is one on this one, so didn't have to. I never had to. I can't pronounce that. Michael RT.
Okay, what do you think about the new Winnebago Echo, specifically the cassette toilet instead of a black tank?
For me, that would be a reason not to get it. I will never, ever have a cassette toilet.
Oh,
personal prejudice.
Never, ever.
Well, I won't. I did that once. It's called a porta potty. Just another name for it. The Echo is an awesome addition to the new smaller Class C motorhomes. Great thing. I congratulate Winnebago for it. But I would not have a cassette toilet. I don't want to have to take that thing out and take my poop for a walk on the wheels to empty it. I mean, I did that with a porta potty when we first started camping. It was the most disgusting job I ever had.
Okay.
I know it's better
If-
now. I know.
It's
But
got to be better. If we were in Europe where you had convenient stations where you could easily do this, it would be great.
yeah, but we don't in
But
the
we
US.
don't yet.
And
Maybe, and I'm sure someday there will be.
and I'm just not a fan of the cassette toilet. I'd rather have a black tank.
Well,
That's
People
just
don't wanna-
me.
That other
That's
people
just
don't
me.
want the hose breaking and getting
Great.
sprayed with.
Then that's the beauty of it. We
body
can
waste.
all. He asked what I thought about
Okay.
it, and I'm just giving you my response. That's me. Everybody's different, Tim.
Thinking of winter camping in northern Ontario, worried my batteries may freeze. Any suggestions?
Stay someplace warm. No, I'm just being kidding. I don't know what kind of batteries you have. You have AGMs, they're going to have problems. You have lithiums, they could have problems.
Because
You
ours
have
have a heater on
it.
them.
You have a heater on
Is
them.
that new? The heaters on the lithium batteries?
Some places will make them. I know on Battleborn you can buy that option, but if you're going to do winter camping and you're going to do boondocking, you want the heater for sure. Otherwise, it gets a little iffy. So
I mean, we spent that night when the wind chill was like minus 50 degrees
in
Minnesota.
lithium batteries, we had lithium batteries.
But you started the engine every now and then. Most people don't want to be up all night.
It was 21 degrees outside, cold. We had the heater on, and we had one of those little ceramic heaters. And then just to supplement that, every now and then,
didn't have anything plugged in.
I didn't have anything plugged in. It was fine, but every now and then I would turn on the engine.
You were worried.
And get a little bit of air, a little bit of heat from the engine of the Sprinter because it was so cold. And I don't think it really had to do that with the engine at all. But 21 degrees below zero.
Well,
it was
the wind chill was like minus 50.
Yeah, it was cold. Joe Torina.
Oh, Mike was also quoted in AARP about RVing.
I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah, somebody interviewed me months ago, and I don't even remember the conversation. I saw the story. Oh, look at that! I have a little alert that says what my name is. Yeah, it was an article that they wrote on us. So that's good. A bunch of initials: BBQCC.
OCC. You missed those new glasses, aren't?
Yeah, well, they aren't. It's too far away. If I get like that, I see really good.
How long does your black tank capacity allow you to boondock?
5 days.
Depends how many people.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into any more detail, but usually about 5 days, 6 days, sometimes. Long enough. We've never said, "Oh man, we got to go because it's full." It's never been that way, so we've not had a problem with that. It's been pretty good. Well, we are running close to an hour, and I want to. I don't know if we have any more questions, but we'll see if we got a couple more, and then we'll probably cut it to then because we've got to make a decision whether we stay or whether we go. So let's Facebook user with a question.
Do you have any information on Island Retreat RV Park in Gulf Shore, Alabama?
Don't know. I know Gulf Shores, beautiful area, nice beaches. There's a gazillion parks and resorts all over that area. I don't know that specific one, Tim, but I'm sure if you search that online, you can get lots of pictures, but I don't know that one. So can't give you any more. Lauren,
what TPMS do you recommend?
I've never had one. I've never needed one, and I don't think I would have bought one if it, this comes with one, so it's great. But just Google, get the one that's got the best ratings, and go with that. But I've never bought one or had one installed, so I can't offer any more than that. People are going to think I'm terribly irresponsible because I don't check all this stuff out, but it's not been an issue, in 10 years, and we're on the road 3/4 of the time. So, Sherry,
have you ever had problems with absorption? I can't say it.
Fridge
in any of your RVs?
No, none. We have a 3-way fridge here that we love. Runs on LP. It runs on 12 volts, and it runs on 110. So I love it, and it's doesn't have to be perfectly level, and this thing has worked really great. So we've not had any problems at all. All right, are we about done? I think so. I'm tired. I gotta go. I gotta still drive. So the question is, what do you think, Phyllis? You're holding us that we should stay.
I think you should stay, but you got to look at the weather like you always do and make a decision, right?
We're looking to, we have all-wheel drive in this, and I'm wondering if this is a good excuse to try out the all-wheel drive, but I don't think we need to worry on the expressway. On the
If you
freeway.
have other rest stops nearby on the way you're going, then
We do.
maybe give it a try. Yeah. And
All right.
then you're going to be like 20 minutes away from home, and then you're just, whatever.
I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times we have spent the night in northern Ohio because our kids being in Georgia for so many years and now they're in Nashville. I mean, we made so many trips and we get almost home and then we say, no, we're tired.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna-
may
we're
do
gonna
that
stop.
tonight. I don't know how bad the snow is out there. I don't feel the wind, so we'll make a decision and
Mhm.
regroup. But
I do want to say that we didn't get to all of the questions. We tried to, and some of them are duplicates, and we try our best to get to all of them. Just basically, go to the blog, go to the Facebook group. We'll try and answer some of them in the Facebook group too. So, just they do their best. There's a lot in here.
yeah, and like I see a bunch of Bob Keefe is talking about the Wayfarer there and no cargo capacity, and that's true. One of the reasons we picked the unit we have now is because of its massive cargo, and he's got other people talking to him, and weight wise, it doesn't have a lot. It goes over. There's so many considerations, and you could talk pro and con on every model that's out there. And I'm not a tech guy, I'm not a mechanical guy. We just it's all about the lifestyle. The vehicle is just the vehicle that gets us to the lifestyle. So anyway, thank you guys for all of those questions. Phyllis, thank you so much for that. And we're going to get
working hard too.
Yep, I see Chris is over there and he's thanking other people. Chris Cowley, I can put his picture on. I can't do it, but it's on the side there. Chris is over in YouTube. Thank you, Chris, for everything. Thank all of you who've tuned in to us tonight, and keep us in your prayers. I think we're going to just pack up and make that 3 more hours drive, 2.5, 3 hours, and see if we can get there. And because we'll be heading back down south. Phyllis, thank you for being with us on another Sunday night.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. What were you going to say?
You forget, when we get home, I wash the sheets before we go to bed.
Oh.
I'm allergic to dust. So he hates that.
The sheets at home are dusty after 10 days.
Well, I don't put them in a plastic bag or something. We have fresh sheets. So
All
I
right.
drive them slightly crazy.
All right. Thank you, Phyllis. See you next week. Oh,
Bye-bye.
no, we won't.
Oh,
We'll
no.
see you in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, I got to remind everybody, if you just don't know, ask us anything next week. It's Super Bowl Sunday. And I remember last year we did this, and the audience was way down, and a lot of people were trying to watch both. And so we're going to just let everybody watch the Super Bowl, as we will as well next week. Go Bucks. That's all I'm going to say. I shouldn't. People are going to yell at me because I'm going for the Bucks.
You need to get yelled at.
Yep. Why do I need to get yelled at?
I don't know. I guess you must like it.
I
Attention.
I don't want any attention. Okay. Well, we are going to get out of here as soon as I can find out our farewell bye on here. I've got all these little farewell things at the end of it, and I found it. So here we go. 73s, everybody. Thank you for watching us, and
happy trails.
we'll see you down the road.